to you, our esteemed viewers. This is Daily Digest on Esteemed Radio Vision. I am Chidima Abel, and I have with me
Oluwatoyosi Solanke.
Oluwatoyosi, Solanke. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you too?
Very good. Okay, so you know what we do on Daily Digest? We bring you news stories from across the different headlines. Across the different newspaper headlines. This morning on Daily Digest, we'll be starting with the Punch. The Punch news headline this morning: Governors budget 525 billion naira for security as killings spread. Governors budget 525 billion naira for security as killings spread. States across Nigeria earmarked a combined 525 billion naira for security votes and related operations between 2023 and 2025, according to an analysis of figures extracted from the approved budget document. The state budgets are contained in Open State, a budget-backed website that serves as a repository of government budget data. The massive vote intended to bolster security nationwide raises critical concerns about the efficacy of these measures as citizens remain increasingly vulnerable to the tide of violence. Although the responsibility for ensuring the safety of lives and property lies with the federal government, the increasing wave of kidnapping, robbery, and other forms of violence has compelled many state governors to set up their own internal security strategies to combat the menace.
Nigeria, UAE scrapped tariffs on over 13,000 goods. The federal government has announced that Nigeria has eliminated tariffs on 6,243 products imported from the United Arab Emirates, and the UAE has removed tariffs on 7,315 products imported from Nigeria. As part of a new trade pact aimed at expanding market access for Nigerian goods, businesses, and professionals, the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade, and Investment disclosed this on Tuesday via a document on the Nigeria-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement signed in January 2026. According to the ministry, the agreement will expand market access opportunities for Nigerian products, businesses, and professionals into the UAE while facilitating investment flows, marking a major step in Nigeria's non-oil export drive and economic diversification agenda.
All right, still on the Punch news headlines this morning: victims identify alleged our church attackers in court. Victims identify alleged our church attackers in court. Two more prosecution witnesses on Tuesday gave vivid and harrowing accounts of the June 5, 2022 terror attack on St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church in Owo, Ondo State, as the Federal High Court in Abuja admitted additional exhibits from the Department of State Services. The DSS is prosecuting 5 suspects: Idris Omeza, 25, Al-Kazim Idris, 20, Jami Abdulmalik, 26, Abdulalim Idris, 25, and Momo Otoho Abubakar, 47, on amended 9 count bordering on terrorism. All the defendants have pleaded not guilty. The June 2022 attack occurred during a Sunday mass market, the Feast of Pentecost. Gunmen stormed the church, locking the main entrance before opening fire on worshippers and detonating explosives. The coordinated assault claimed at least 41 lives and left over 100 injured, leaving a deep scar on the Owo community.
The next headline is on Vanguard. Police nab man for killing lady. Dumping remains in the forest. Police in Rivers State have arrested a 26-year-old man for kidnapping, killing a lady and dumping her remains in the forest. The development was reported in Umuoha community, Umuoha local government area of the state. It was gathered that the victim, Rita Elonu, who hailed from Rundele community, Moa local government, but resided at Rumukeni in Obio Akwa local government area, was lured through her friend, Miss Blessing. It was learned that Blessing had posted the picture of Rita on her WhatsApp status to celebrate her birthday, and that Blessing's brother, Good News Iberi, who had viewed his sister's status, had asked her to invite Rita for a date. It was gathered that when Rita visited following the invitation by her friend, that Good News and his friends killed her and presented to Blessing that Rita failed to turn up for the date. However, the suspects later reached out to Blessing and demanded ransom from her even after killing her friend, Rita.
Alright, viewers, for those that are just joining us, this is Daily Digest, where we give it to you fresh, yes, hot headlines from different newspaper headlines. This morning, we are still on the Vanguard. The Vanguard this morning, and make sure you leave a comment for us in the comment section. Like and share. Yes, the Vanguard this morning says, tax without trust is robbery. This is coming from Peter Obi. Tax without trust is robbery, says Peter Obi. Former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi has faulted Nigeria's revised tax laws, warning that the process and substance of the reforms risk deepening public distrust and worsening economic hardship for already burdened citizens. Obi raised the alarm following findings by global accounting firm KPMG, which identified 31 critical problem areas in the tax laws, including drafting errors, policy contradictions, and administrative gaps. He said the revelations highlight the need for the government to urgently halt, review, and properly explain the reforms to Nigerians. The position was contained in a statement on Tuesday night in which Obi questioned both the credibility of the tax framework and the manner in which it has been introduced.
Kwankwaso alleges Kano officials, appointees under duress to endorse usurped plan defection. The national leader of the News Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, has raised the alarm that public office holders and political appointees under the Governor Abba Yusuf's administration were under duress to endorse the planned defection of the governor to ruling All Progressive Congress, APC. The former Kano governor, who made the allegation in a short video shared on Facebook by his aide, Saifullah Azan, yesterday said persons ranging from state lawmakers, chairmen to councillors, among others, were compelled to choose between the Kwankwasiya movement and the Ganduya. Those are the APC. Kwankwaso said he had received several phone calls from the persons who lamented their predicament since the political crisis began. He, however, said he had permitted them to go ahead and do according to which of the government to ease the pressure on them.
All right, moving away from the Vanguard and now on to the Nation. The Nation news headlines this morning. NAD applauds Tinubu's role, keeps strike suspension under review. NAD applauds Tinubu's role, keeps strike suspension under review. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, known as NAD, has hailed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his intervention in resolving the ongoing standoff with the federal government over members' welfare and the state of health sector infrastructure. While the union expressed appreciation for the federal government's commitment as conveyed by President Bola Tinubu through Vice President Kashim Shettima, it stated that the agreement, which led to the suspension of its total strike 2.0, remains subject to review within 2 weeks. The union warned the failure to fully implement the immediate reinstatement of the 2 of the 7 previously disengaged doctors could become a fresh source of contention. Addressing reporters yesterday in Abuja, the NAD president, Dr. Mohammed Sulaiman, flanked by union executives, insisted that the recommendation to transfer 2 of the union's members out of the Federal Teaching Hospital, Lokoja, was unacceptable and firmly rejected by the association.
Thenceforth to distribute 6.452 billion naira among 271 tertiary institutions. The Tertiary Education Trust Fund has announced that it will allocate 6.452 billion naira to 271 tertiary institutions under this year's intervention cycle. The money, the agency said, is meant to strengthen critical physical infrastructure and enhance academic program. It is also expected to boost research and innovation as well as drive overall transformation in the tertiary education sector. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had approved the disbursement guidelines. According to the guidelines, the funds will be released directly to over 271 beneficiary institutions across the country. Under this year's intervention cycle, the agency will disburse 2.525 billion naira to each beneficiary university as an annual direct intervention, while polytechnics will receive 1.871 billion naira each, and colleges of education will get 2.56 billion naira each.
All right, still on the nation. The nation news headline this morning. INEC recommits to conducting fair, credible polls. INEC recommits to conducting fair and credible polls. Now, this is coming from the nation. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said it is making early strategic preparations towards this year's circle elections and next year's general elections. The Commission reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening public confidence in the nation's electoral process. INEC Chairman Professor George Amupiton announced this yesterday in Lagos at a leadership workshop organized by the International Foundation for Electoral Systems for the leadership of the electoral umpire. Amupiton, who described the workshop as timely, said the Commission was navigating a critical period of leadership transition marked by changes at the top and the retirement of several directors and senior management workers after years of distinguished service to the nation. The INEC chairman said institutional continuity must be anchored on clarity of purpose, integrity of leadership, and unity of vision, rather than the mere preservation of structures.
Now on to The Guardian. Police arrest Lamata driver over death of 19-year-old pedestrian. The Airport Police Command has arrested a driver for the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, Lamata, Adewale Abiodun, following a fatal accident involving a 19-year-old female pedestrian at Ikeja bus stop in Lagos. According to a spokesperson for the command, Mohammed Adiola, the driver was operating on an Ashok Leyland Lamata bus with the registration number MUS 139YL. The incident occurred last Friday when the victim was hit by the bus stop as she was walking towards the airport after getting off another bus. After striking the pedestrian, the driver fled the scene despite efforts by bystanders to save her. The victim was pronounced dead upon arrival at the Air Force Base Hospital in Ikeja.
All right, still on The Guardian this morning, federal government to spend over 240 billion naira on rail infrastructure this year. Federal government to spend over 240 billion naira on rail infrastructure this year. The federal government has earmarked more than 240 billion naira on rail-related projects in the 2026 appropriation bill, underscoring rail transport's growing relevance to Nigeria's infrastructure, urban mobility, and logistics strategy. An analysis of the budget shows that rail funding is spread across the Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, the Federal Ministry of Transport, and major counterpart-funded rail projects, with spending dominated by capital expenditure. At the operational level, the NRC received a total allocation of 34.24 billion naira, comprising 11.65 billion naira for capital projects and 22.58 billion naira for recurrent expenditure. Capital expenditure related to the NRC focuses largely on train procurement valued at 5.97 billion naira, 1.95 billion naira for railway rehabilitation, 560 million naira for track, bridge, and covered repairs, and 420 million naira for rail construction to sustain existing rail services and improve safety.
Still on The Guardian news, fire. Lagos lost 133 lives, 19 billion naira property, recorded 1,685 incidents in 2025. Lagos State government yesterday disclosed that no fewer than 133 lives and 19.72 billion naira worth of property were lost to various fire incidents in 2025. Retrospectively, Lagos had recorded that 91 lives and 19.52 billion naira worth of property were lost to fire incidents in 2024. The latest figures were contained in the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service Year 2025 Activity Report, released at the Y2026 Staff Engagement themed People, Preparedness and Service Delivery. Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service aired yesterday at Alausa, Ikeja. According to the report, the period under review also recorded a total of 2,617 calls, with 645 false alarms in 1,685 fire incidents. Fortunately, 473 victims were rescued alive and 1,118.32 billion worth of property were saved.
All right, away from the Guardian and on to this day news headlines. Fayose, why Tinubu will never dump Wike for Fubara? Why Tinubu will never dump Wike for Fubara? This is coming from Fayose. Why Tinubu will never dump Wike for Fubara? A former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, has argued that President Bola Tinubu will not sacrifice the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, for Governor Simlai Fubara in his bid to resolve the current impasse between them. Fayose, who spoke during an interview aired on Rice TV, maintained that the president values loyalty, strength, and political influence and will not dump Wike, who possesses those features. The former governor appealed to Fubara to make peace with Wike in his own interest, questioning the sincerity of the Rivers governor's reconciliatory efforts in the past and stressing that Fubara must show genuine remorse. In a recent time, the feud between Fubara and his predecessor Wike has evolved into one of the most consequential political battles in Nigeria. What began as a quiet struggle for influence soon after Fubara assumed office in May 2023 has since spilled into the open, exposing deep cracks in the relationship between both leaders. While Wike is widely seen as seeking to retain firm control over the river's political structure, Fubara also appears to be gradually asserting his independence, framing his actions as a defense of constitutional authority and the mandate given to him by voters.
And this marks the last headline on today's Daily Digest. Customs intercept smuggled goods worth 1.2 billion naira in Kwara State. The Nigeria Customs Service, Kwara Area Command, yesterday said it intercepted and seized contraband with a duty-paid value of 1.2 billion naira within this period of the year. Speaking in Ilorin during a media briefing, the acting area controller of the NCS, Kwara Area Command, Mr. Najim Ogundeyi, said smugglers in the command have moderate sleep and, as a result, would leave no stone unturned at getting rid of them in the command. He said the success recorded during this period underscored the unwavering commitment of the command, zero tolerance for struggling activities. According to him, the command is working in line with Customs Act 2023 to ensure the activities of smugglers is reduced to the barest minimum.
All right, this is where we'll be drawing the curtain on Daily Digest this morning on Esteem Radio Vision. Do well to keep following us and try to leave a comment for us in the comment section. Like and share. Don't forget that tomorrow this program will still be coming your way. As we are stepping aside, more programs will still be coming your way this morning. So stay glued, don't go anywhere. I still remain Chidima Abel and
Oluwatoyosi, Solanke. Have a blessed day ahead.
And also, we want to say a very big thank you to our CEO in the person of Dike Michael Adeboya Shaolo, the founder of Eniakbonle Foundation and Esteem Radio Vision, and to our producer, Ayomiko. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Bye.